Chazal tell us that the reason why Klal Yisrael, they were subject to the influences, to be involved with the Egel Azov, was because the Umas Ha'olam, the nation's world, had given them an Ayin Hora. Since the Torah originally was given in a public setting, and the world was aware of it, so because of that Ayin Hora that was given to them, therefore they were vulnerable to the influences of the Erev Rav, the rabble with the Chet Egel. There's a Midrash, a Yalkut. The Yalkut tells us, B'shoshe kibul Yisrael saTorah niskanu umas ha'olam bohen. Ma ro liskarev yosim in umos. When the Torah was given to Klal Yisrael, the nations of the world were jealous, and they questioned, why are they more deserving to have this intimate relation with God, not us? But uses the term niskanu. There was a kino, there was a jealousy. Sosam piyim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. God sealed their mouths, He silenced them. Omlem havilui sefer yuchosin shalachem. Could you bring me your documents of pedigree? Shenema hovu l'Hashem mishchos amim. Kishem shebonai mevim. As my children bring their books of pedigree, their documents of pedigree to prove their purity of lineage, could you bring yours? As it says, Vayisialdom mishchosam l'kachmonum barosh hasefer hazeh acham mitzvos. Therefore, they're counted immediately after. It says in the previous parsha, at the end of Vayikra Ela Mitzvos, Ela Mitzvos Shetziva Hashem es Moshe b'nei Yisrael bar Sinai, v'akach v'yidaber Hashem b'midbar Sinai suas rosh, kol das b'nei Yisrael shel zochu litos haTorah el b'shel hayuchosin shabem. Because of our pedigree, our purity of lineage, therefore we merited to have the Torah. Quotes other psukim, Shomu hu'umos afhein hischilu mekaltzen lehen. When the nations of the world heard this, they were astounded and they began praising the Jews, extolling them. Ru'bonos v'yashrua. But initially, before Hashem responded, there was a kina, there was a jealousy. This jealousy this was the Ayin Hora. There's only jealousy. Jealousy causes Ayin Hora. Why you and not me? But that affected us, even though Hashem responded, and He says the difference is between you and them, it doesn't make a difference. The moment the Ayin Hora, the evil eye is given, there's a consequence, there's a negative effect. Now the question is, why would we subject to the Ayin Hora? Why would we subject? We'd once mentioned the Ibn Ezra on the lav of Losachmod. One should not have designs on his fellow's wife, on his property, on his assets. So the question is, how does one control himself? Person feels he should have what the other person have. How does one put things in perspective? So he explains it with an allegory. He says, you have a bas melech, you have a princess. She's endowed with all types of levels of qualities, intelligence and poise and beauty, and she's destined for the prince. The commoner, the villager, does he have any envy to the prince that he's able to marry the princess? He understands royalties for royalty. He's a commoner. He has no relative to royalty. So there's never a moment of jealousy that he even considers that the princess should be available to him. A person only considers something should be available to him if he believes, if it's within the realm of possibility, that he's able to have it. But if a person is convinced and understands that it has no relevance to him, there's no envy and there's no designs. He says, would a person ever have envy of a bird, that a bird's able to fly and he can't fly? He understands he can't fly. So if a person would understand that whatever is meant to be for one person is not meant for the other person, and one's life is tailor-made and predestined by God, how it should evolve and unfold, one would have no reason understanding that just as you have no relevance to the princess, you have no relevance to another person's predicament. This is how one contends with Lotachmod. But you have to have that understanding that you have no relevance to it. Initially, after Kriyas Yamsuf, the world stood in awe of Klal Yisrael. They understood what Hashem did for us, destroyed in Egypt, the Egyptian armies. He never did for another nation in the world. Why? Because B'ni B'chori Yisrael, the Jews like my firstborn. And because God holds them in such esteem and it's such a special position. Therefore, he does for them what he doesn't do for anyone else. We are princes. The world are commoners. In terms of our relation with Hashem, at that moment, if Hashem would have given us the Torah, there would have never been envy. There's no question. Of course, he gives the Torah, which is the Kli Chemda, which is his most precious item in existence. Of course, he gives it to his child. I'm not his child. What happened when Amalek attacked us? So Chazal tell us it's analogous to a scalding bath where an unstable person jumps into the bath, gets burnt, but although he gets burnt, he cools the bath off everyone else. I mean, when they attacked us, they said to the world, they made a statement, the Jews are no different than we are. We're all on it's an equal playing field. Once that happened, then how did the nation see us? We're all at the same level. If that's the case, why did God choose you and not choose us? Why did he give you the Torah, didn't give us the Torah? So what Amalek did, they made us perceived as the nations of the world, no different. Because of them, we were subject to the Ayin Hara. Because Ayin Hara is only why you and not me. But the moment you understand the difference, there's no basis for Ayin Hara. Now, so the reason we did the Chet Egel is because of what? Of Ayin Hara. But who brought that about, this miscategorization that we're like them? That's Amalek. If not for the Chet Egel, the world would have reached its level of perfection, as the Gemara tells us. We reverted back to pre-sin of Adam. It's only because the Chet Egel did we go post-sin, and we were subject to death. So all the Chil Hashem, from that moment till the end of time, who actually is the cause of the Chil Hashem? There's Amalek. Therefore, Hashem says, my throne could have been stabilized at that moment. Who destabilized my throne? Al Kes Ko. And Kisi Shlema, my throne is not complete until they're obliterated. This is Amalek, and this is what they actually caused.